Alright guys, I bring you another one now. As you can see right on the screen, this is the same pastor I talked about the last time. If you didn't watch that video, you can go back and watch it. So this is Pastor Ito Iluyomade. So this is the pastor that was having issue with the management or the governing body of the RCCG, one of the biggest church in Nigeria or West Africa, or even competing in the world right now. I don't know. Maybe it's even the biggest church in the world because it has a lot of branches like every other street literally has a branch of the church. So the church is a very big church. But this particular parish, City of David, Region 20, is like a very big stronghold for a church. They have people with money, they are doing charitable works, they have a lot of, there are a lot of things that these people are doing. So they're very, very popular. Like I said in the other video, it's like a very big stronghold. And I think that has given the pastor a very big thing to hold on and be like, okay, you guys can't treat me anyhow. Even though there's an issue, you can't just sack me, you can't just send me away. But like I said also again in that video, with what I was suspecting, that with the influence that this pastor has, I think that influence has made him to become a little bit standoffish from the main government, from the main governing body of the church. We were trying to suspend him. He was he was having this stubborn head and refusing to go until he was actually placed on direct suspension by the governing body of the church. 3 month suspension, and he was going to resume at the headquarters. And when he resumes at the headquarters, that means he will no longer have a parish to himself. And as of right now, a different pastor has taken over that position. Right now, a different person taking over that position. However, the news that we are now getting is that he has possibly resigned. And I said this in the other video, that there's every likelihood, every possibility that this pastor is going to resign. Because given the influence that he has, he's going to believe that, okay, if I have all these people behind me, if I have all this control and all this power of all these people, what is stopping me from starting my own church? Besides, I already know how to manage a church. I already know how to, seek new people. I already know how to promote the church. I already know how to do all that to help people. And besides, he already has a good relationship with his members. So I suspected that it's possible that he will just even change the name of that church. Change the name of the church to his own church since he has investment there and all of that. But obviously it's looking like he didn't do that. So, but there's every likelihood now that we are hearing, what we are seeing now, the news and everything is carrying that people are pressuring him, like all those kind of stuff. They'll say, okay, he didn't want to do it, but people are pressuring him to do it. So he thinks it's the right thing to do so as to appease the people that love him, people that follow him, and people that want his well-being. So eventually he was going to open. So however, what we heard that it's like he has submitted that resignation letter, but the church has not attended to it because they'll be like, okay, their next sitting is going to be in August. So they have to wait, or he has to wait till they sit again in August before they will attend to any resignation. That is if he actually resigned. But this has been carried by big media houses, so it's most likely to be true. But he has not said it himself. However, this rumor is everywhere. Big media houses are carrying it, and that is what you are seeing on the screen right now. So if he does that, this wouldn't be the first person or the first time that a pastor is being sent away from the church, or the first time that a pastor is deciding to leave a big church like this. We have Pastor Igodalo, that one is also very big. He had issues. Then the issues he had with the church was that after his wife died, after 10 years, he decided to marry another wife. And this same church, the RCCG, be like, no, you can't do that, because the church doesn't promote polygamy. You can't do that. And that was how they, kicked him out of the church. He was sacked from the ministry. Technically, he was sacked, but the ministry is supposed to be in him. So he went out. I know people, like they say again, these followers and people that like him, that love him, that people is tending to supported him and encouraged him and pushed him to open his own church. And of course, now he's also doing very. But there's also a big pastor that has been kicking against these people. Pastor Tunde Bakari. If you know his story, you know that he wasn't even a Christian at first. He was a Muslim. But eventually later he became a Christian. So all the time that these things have been happening with this big church, he criticized it. He criticized the one that happened to, Pastor Igodalo. And be like, no, this shouldn't be like that. Where is it in the scripture? And then this one is happening again. He's also speaking. I'll be like, where is this in the scripture? It shouldn't be like that. But I don't know, maybe he has a personal vendetta, a personal issue with the main head of the church, or maybe he's trying to just trend or something like that. But I think it's something that is a personal belief, and not everybody actually agrees to what the church is doing. It's a normal thing. Not everybody will agree with the policy. But if the judge has a policy, then he has to stick to his policy. So let's look forward and see. I'll give you more feedback. Just tune to this channel, subscribe, follow, put on the post notification. I'll carry you along. Don't worry. I'll give you all the details of everything that happens when he launches his own church, the name of his own church, and the whole background. Just expect it on this channel. So this is the latest update now on this particular pastor and on this particular case. And if you are still wondering, you don't know the whole background of the story, watch the other video I did before about this same pastor. Thank you. Peace out.